Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to our members only show here on Mike Drop Sports. This show is a pregame show for the Pittsburgh Steelers matchup against the Denver Broncos here in week 2. I'm going to give you our keys to victory as a members only show for today. Keys to victory, where the Steelers need to shine in order to be successful and to hang that 34 points that I said that I think that they really could do. I really feel like they can hang 34 at least on the Denver Broncos. I think it's absolutely 1,000% possible. Now, will it happen? I don't know, maybe. But what do the Steelers need to do in order to succeed and get to that level? What do they need to do defensively in order to keep the Denver Broncos in check offensively with a mobile quarterback and Bo Nix? A little bit of a different scheme has to be put in place today in order to control a mobile quarterback as opposed to what they dealt with last week with Kirk Cousins coming off that Achilles injury in week 1. So let's dive in, guys. Let's start offensively with Justin Fields not turning the ball over. That has to be the key to success for the Pittsburgh Steelers, first and foremost offensively. Not turning that ball over, not becoming the Justin Fields of Chicago here, not allowing that ugly animal of turnovers to reveal its head here early in week 2. Knowing that Justin Fields still has to be aggressive, pushing the ball down the field, still be aggressive in the run game, utilizing his legs, still doing all the things that are necessary to win at the pro level, but yet minimizing those turnovers. It's easier said than done. However, I think Justin Fields has done a better job here after the first quarter of the Atlanta game. I felt like he settled in. I felt like he wasn't trying to overdo it and live outside of his skill set, which is, I think, something very, very positive in order for the Steelers to win and something to hang their hat on, or Justin Fields to hang his hat on moving in here to week 2. At least you're going to see Justin Fields for this week and more than likely next week. For the next 2 weeks, pretty much for sure, I would say that you see Justin Fields as the quarterback 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is his true audition. This is where he is going to show what he can do and why he deserves a contract offer from the Pittsburgh Steelers, frankly. And will he be able to perform at that level? The question is out. It remains. We have yet to see it, but we'll get the chance to see what he can do here in the next 2 weeks. I thought week 1 was a good baseline introduction to Justin Fields being the starter, so we'll see exactly what happens. But also, like I was saying, pushing the ball downfield, not forcing it to George Pickens, not trying to make something out of nothing with George Pickens unless it's an emergency, unless it's an extreme circumstance. You don't do those types of things. You wait to see what is open. You look through your reads. You have to process the defense. That has to be Justin Fields' focus this week in Denver. Going through his progressions, getting through his reads, understanding the defense that he is facing in order to check out of plays that possibly could be disaster if ran without being checked out of. I think you need to see a lot of versatility out of the Steelers in terms of their roster management here, putting players in certain situations. The tight ends have to be a focus. Connor Hayward has to be a focus, I think, today. Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington has to be utilized in both the run and the pass. Darnell Washington just can't be out there as a run blocker. He has to be used as a decoy and as an actual pass catcher. I think that is important in this offensive growth. Also, Pat Freiermuth needs more than a 5-target day. He needs about 10 targets here today, and allow him to really work from inside out. Allow him to really use his skill set in order to move the chains for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As far as those things go, I think that opens up the run game for the Steelers, the action game. I think that creates holes for Najee Harris. I think that allows this young, beat-up offensive line in some aspects a chance to settle in, a chance to utilize their skills in a run-blocking type scheme to where I think that's where they'll get comfortable. But I think Justin Fields has has to be able to still pass the football. You can't run it constantly. So, yes, the run game should be able to open up if Justin Fields is able to do the things that are necessary in the pass game. And I think Najee Harris will have a decent day. I look for him to have 70 yards plus in this football game. I look for Jaylen Warren to be sprinkled in a little bit more here in week 2. I don't foresee him to have a monster day because I just don't think he'll get the amount of reps needed in order for that to happen. But you know, Jaylen, anytime he could hit a home run, and that is a fact. Jaylen Warren can be explosive from any point on the football field and take it to the house. Cordell Patterson, I think, will still be involved in that run game. I think he will be sprinkled in slightly, but the major focus will be on Najee Harris as a runner. And I definitely think that Najee Harris can make a difference today in Denver. So now we move to that offensive line, and how is that going to look? A rookie in Troy Fautanu getting his first start here in week 2. I think that is going to be hit or miss, man. He hasn't had the best preseason in terms of what he saw action-wise during preseason games, so that has to be a little bit of a concern, but you know there was an injury there. You know he was playing hobbled. Now he makes his return after recovering from that knee injury, and we will get to see what a healthy Troy Fautanu can do inside of real game action. Again, I think that the potential's there. I think that he could come out and shine, but all the Steelers need him to be is serviceable to good here today. You have Broderick Jones moving to the bench. That guy can still come out there in case of an emergency. If Troy Fautanu isn't playing well, you can still lean on Broderick Jones to bring him in there and try to right the ship for the Pittsburgh Steelers because depth is key. Now you have Dan Moore Jr., who's played probably the best out of all the offensive linemen so far in this young season, and I think he will continue to do that here in Denver, and I think he will continue to lead the way for this Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line at the left tackle position. Young Zach Frazier, I think, will have another good game. Now, is he going to be all-pro instantly? No, but I think he will have another solid day at the center spot, really being a true anchor for the Steelers offense. And I think as far as the wide receivers go, I think they need to be eyes open, man. Get ready, because I think opportunities could come early and often with the way that I think teams will start preparing for George Pickens and the coverage that they will put over George. And I think that will open up things for this wide receiver room. You have young Roman Wilson possibly coming in, getting some snaps today. We'll see how that all goes. But the Steelers wide receiver room needs to be laser focused and eyes open and ready to go here in week 2. Now let's look at defense. You have the Steelers going up against that Broncos offense that's not super high powered. Bo Nix, the rookie, can move out of the pocket, can manipulate the pocket, can use different arm angles in order to deliver the football down the field. However, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, with their ability to be able to rush 4, maybe 5, to put pressure on a guy like Bo Nix, I think that will cause enough disturbance today to have a long, long day for that Broncos offense. I look for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense to have a turnover or 2 and possibly a defensive score here. I really like the way this defense is starting to come together. I think the back end, led by Minkah Fitzpatrick, is at an all-pro level already, and I think you will continue to see those big splash plays from that safety area of the football field. And I think that also that inside linebacker play led by Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts and Peyton Wilson is going to really shine also in put their speed on display. I know Patrick was nicked up this week, but I do expect a full go from Patrick Queen, and I expect a full go from this Steelers inside linebacker room. Cameron Hayward needs to have a big day along with Keanu Benton and Larry O. They all have to really be putting pressure up the middle, really run stuffing and controlling that line of scrimmage. That is an ultra important thing for the Steelers defense moving into week 2. They have to be able to continue that theme from week 1 and not allow anybody to really gash them in the run game. TJ Watt is TJ Watt. You know what he will bring, and as long as he stays healthy throughout this season, he will be an absolute game wrecker. So yes, those guys, and then couple that with what? The outside guys, the edge guys, Dante Jackson, Joey Porter Jr. I feel like they will be able to really control the edges and really give that Steelers pass rush time to get home. And I think that you will see another big day out of the edge guys guys, Dante Jackson in particular. I think you could possibly see a second straight week with an interception from a cornerback in the city of Pittsburgh. So that's what I think, guys. I think the Steelers come out 34-10 victors today. We will be live post game after the game, and deliver our closing thoughts for Week 2, and really dive into what is hopefully a big Pittsburgh Steelers win, a really defining moment for this football team as they try to improve to 2-0 on this young season and really take command of the AFC North. All right, guys. Until today, after the game for our post game show. I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports, and I hope you enjoyed the members-only portion of our week. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Peace.